Airsoft GI would like to thank our sponsors.
Okay, so I was drawn as the support gunner for our squad. That means I'm carrying the M249. However, the gun's not really the focus here. We're going to be talking about the gear. Now, I did do research about what real military support gunners wear, and I decided not to go with anything close to that. Okay, here's the situation. Real military has to deal with real bullets. I don't need to worry about real bullets, so I opted to not wear a plate carrier or chest rig. I already have a lot of equipment on, and I didn't want to weigh myself down any further than that. So I figured I have enough MOLLE real estate on my belt and on my backpack to carry all the stuff that I'm going to need for myself and for my squad. The CA M249 carries a lot of ammo, and it's a box magazine, so it's relatively easy to fill up with BBs once it runs out. That's why I opted to go with the PANTAC RRV backpack so that I can carry any extra stuff that I need. It carries hydration, which is obviously very important, and it carries anything else I need, such as extra BBs, gas, whatever have you. I'm going to have it on my back. Now, starting from top to bottom, I have this Condor hat. That's obviously to keep the sun out of my eyes. If you're wondering about my eye pro, I selected these Pyramex goggles. Now, Pyramex is actually a company that's been building safety equipment for a long time for other industries. And we just picked some of these up for Airsoft. It's tinted, it has a quick releasing buckle on the back, and they look like pretty decent goggles for the price. I also have a Wrong Gear wrap around my neck and lower face. This is actually a little bit more breathable than your standard shemagh because you have to wrap a shemagh around your neck numerous times, which actually makes it really difficult to breathe. I have Mechanics Impact 2 gloves. I use these gloves a lot for working on cars, for playing Airsoft. These are fantastic gloves, and I made sure I got some tan ones to go along with the desert environment that's out at Lion Claws. I've already mentioned that I have the PANTAC RRV backpack. I selected that backpack even though it's pretty expensive because it holds a hydration bladder and has plenty of real estate on the inside for having additional supplies such as BBs and gas, like I've already said. But it also has MOLLE real estate on the outside so that I can put additional pouches on to carry stuff for my guys. And so the idea was that I'm going to have pretty much everything I need with my gun, but I'm also going to carry extra stuff to help support my squad, which is why I have Blue Force Gear pouches on the left side here. These hold M4 magazines. Obviously the M249, if I do run out of ammo and I need to reload really quickly, I can pull an M4 magazine out and put it into my gun. But also Bob's gun uses M4 magazines, and so does Andrew's gun, so I can help support those guys in my squad. I have HSS 40mm grenade pouches on the back of my battle belt. That's for Bob because he's our heavy weapons guy, so if he needs extra shells, he can just grab those right off of my belt. And I also have just a general utility pouch on the right side right here. I also have added a G-code holster that is attached to my NC Star battle belt right here that's going to hold my sidearm. I figured I would probably need a sidearm in case my squad went into a building or something like that at Lion Claws. It'll be much more beneficial to have a much smaller gun. Now, being that my budget was only $300, I couldn't have a lot of extra stuff. I mean, it probably would have been really beneficial to have a helmet of some sort to protect my head a little bit, but all I could really go with was a cap to keep the sun out of my eyes. When it was all said and done, my total came out to, after using the coupon code, just over $198. So I just barely squeaked by that $300 price mark. And I was able to get pretty much everything I needed to support my squad and myself for the game. My idea was, and what I was gunning for, was the fact that I wanted to carry everything that me and my squad needed without having to go back to the car in case anybody needs a resupply. So I plan on filling up my backpack with extra BBs, extra water, gas for anybody's sidearms, stuff like that. I'm going to have my belt filled out with grenades, magazines, what have you, to help support my squad so that in case we run out of supplies on the field, I'm going to have it on my back instead of having to go back to the car.